Alright, try this again. Boy, this thing takes off like a rocket. Alright. Beautiful Sunday. There's my neighbor.
Hey man.
How's it going, Jeff?
Good.
Alright. Finally got my bike back after a long absence. I had a flat tire and I wanted to get a new tube, so took it to the local bike shop. Then there was a problem with getting the motor connected back right. We had it basically about 90 degrees out of phase on the connector, so that meant that it was bound up, and took a little troubleshooting to discern that. That's a good thing about Facebook. There's a pretty active community for this particular bike, and as it turns out, people have had this problem before. So when I posted what happened, they were like, oh yeah, before you call it a bad motor, check the rotation on the connectors, and as it turned out, that was it. So I'm back riding again. Well, I sure did hear something. Oh, it sounded like one of my brake pads was hanging. Okay, I fixed it. So I bought this bike for my health, of course, you know, to get some exercise. But of course, everybody says, "How do you get exercise on an electric bike?" Well, you still pedal, and you still get a considerable amount of exercise on it. It's just that when you need it, you've got electric boost. So it has 5 levels of pedal assist, and depending on how fast you want to go, or what you're trying to accomplish, you can have it where you pedal very little or you pedal a lot. And there's also 7 gears. So it's kind of finding a balance between, the 7 geared speeds, the classic Shimano gears, or, and how much pedal assist. Like right now I'm on pedal assist 2 and I'm in gear 4, and I get what I call a moderate amount of exercise. Definitely, I'm not under any strain or anything. I don't notice inclines, like you would on a normal bike. And so what it turns out is that I can go much, much further, which is kind of enjoyable, right? Like I can decide, I'm going to make it all the way to this point. And if I get tired along the way, I just use more electric assist. And so that makes it pretty nice. There are periods of time when I turn the electric assist completely off and I just pedal, right? And I tend to do that on, like a nice straightaway where it's not a whole lot of inclines or anything. And what I've learned is that every day I go further and further like that. And so I'm very happy with that option, right? That I can just turn the electric off, or I can turn it where it's barely on, or if I'm really tired and just, had enough, I can just treat this thing like a motorcycle, and it's got a twist throttle, and I can just let it rip. It only goes about 22 miles an hour. If I'm pedaling real hard, maybe 23. but there's hacks on YouTube where you can get on there and adjust it, and you can actually get it up closer to 30 miles an hour. The problem is with my weight, I'm 6'2", over 300 pounds. I'm already, putting a lot of stress on this motor and the battery. If I were to do that, I would find myself probably consuming the battery really fast, right? And so, not really wanting to do that. I'd also, I don't know if the motor's designed to carry somebody as heavy as I am that fast, so I decided not to hack it. Plenty of people do, no problems. I think about doing that for the low end, because on the low end, like when I'm going real slow, even on the lowest pedal assist, man, it's sometimes it lurches, like at the beginning when I took off, like it just, man, once that kicks in, man, you just go. I'm thinking about like seeing if I can adjust that down, but for the most part, I found a pretty good balance, That sound is really bothering me, though. I think it's something on my brake, because whenever I activate my brake, it goes away for a little bit. So I got something hanging. I think in the bike shop they made some adjustments, and maybe they weren't all the finest of settings. I don't know. But what's really great about this thing is, I work from home. Maybe post-COVID I won't work from home so much, but I work from home and I'm behind the desk just constantly, just constantly. And, I have, one of my big hobbies is invested in cryptocurrency. And so, that's a research-intensive hobby to have, looking at Bitcoin and trying to decide whether it's topped out or do I have room to grow? So there I am, working full-time behind my desk, and I've got a research-intensive hobby, and so I needed something to get me out, and started watching YouTube videos of these electric bikes. They just really captured my attention, and so I did some research and picked out one that seemed like a winner to me, and I've been very happy with my purchase up until that flat tire. But you hear that? That is bad. I gotta see what that is, man. Something's hanging wrong. I don't see anything just obvious, but I gotta fix that at some point. When I get back to my garage, I'll see what's hanging there. Now that's not an electric bike ahead of me. I'll slow it down. Hello. I've gotten quite an education on these bikes here lately. You can spend a lot of money on a good bike. Carbon fiber frames and all that stuff. Forget the electric part. Electric part can double the price. I think a good, entry mountain bike's like $2 or $3 grand, and if you get electric, you're going to double that. This is a Himiway. It's from China, and it was only like $1,400. So I didn't feel like dropping big bucks into a bike until I was sure what I wanted. Now that I've got it, like, I love this bike, and I love the electric assist just because I get to go further, faster, and if I get tired, I just come on back. pretty fascinated with the concept of electric bikes like this. Like I think we should have better bike lanes, and people could commute with these, and we could save a lot of petroleum expense there. Now, I mean, look, I spent 7 years in the oil field, upstream oil and gas, and I'm very pro-American shale oil production. But, at the same time, do you need a $75,000 SUV that burns $100 a week in gas so that you can ride in total comfort? Or can you consider something like this? Because I guarantee you, I could knock out a short commute with this. This would be great. Daily exercise, just generally, feeling good. Not consuming all that gas, I don't know. I mean, look, I got a big 4-wheel drive truck, V8, and, I love to drive it, and I understand, why people want SUVs and stuff. But I'm just saying, on a day like this, man, why not get on the bike and get some exercise? It might reduce health care costs in the long run, It's kind of how I look at it. Of course, biking isn't everybody's cup of tea, I get that. But for those of us that want to, I think this is a very interesting segment that is emerging, I should say. There's the electric scooters and all that stuff, but this kind of hybrid bike, electric powered bike is very, very interesting. Well, I also think it's interesting, especially for people trying to make a living in this gig economy, is like Uber Eats and stuff. What if you lived in a very dense urban area, and you delivered DoorDash or whatever, and you just use this bike? Suddenly, you don't have the expense of a car. You don't have gas. You don't have oil changes and tires. You don't get stuck in traffic. You've got sidewalks. You can ride in between cars. I mean, I think that's a young person's quest, right? Like, I hope I never have to do anything like that, but I certainly think about it, like, kind of the why nots. Boy, that squeak is ugly. It's probably very noticeable in this video. I think you could. I watch these guys on YouTube that do that. Actually, there's this one guy in LA. Actually, there's two guys in LA, and they deliver downtown. And they've got various forms of, like, sometimes they're on a bike, sometimes they're on an electric scooter, like a skateboard with a steering wheel, like those razors or whatever. But it's a $4,000 electric ones that can go 50 miles an hour, and you can run for hours on it. Gotta make sure my daughter isn't sleeping here, or I gotta call her and make sure she's supposed to work on time. I think that those guys, those days they make $300-400. I mean, but they're hustling all day long, and I think on average it's down to probably like 100 a day. But one guy consistently did $1,000 a week, and I thought, man, for somebody with no college education, and all you have is the investment of a bike, and one of those maybe a basket or something, and you can make pretty good money. So that's always interesting. And I just think with a bike like this, your sunk costs are so low compared to a car or a truck or something. Of course, who wants to make a 10-mile delivery when it comes to that? So here's the golf course I live on, and they really don't like me on this course, but I don't really care, especially since I live on it and pay the HOA and all that. They're just going to have to realize this is what they call the golf course. I call my backyard. So, of course, these golfers, they get mad. I mess up their game. And then they don't want to hit me in the head with a golf ball. But I really don't care. Most people are pretty cool about it. There's a couple jerks. Like there's some wooden bridges that you go across. There's not a whole lot of room. There's one guy, he kind of likes to make a big deal, try to run me off the bridge. He didn't know who he was trying to run off the bridge, though. Alright, this is my backyard. I just had this fence extended out. Pretty nice deal. I'm going to watch her hit the ball. No, I'm going to go ahead and take off. I'll just mess them up. Those golf balls land in my yard sometimes. It's pretty bad. They break out windows and everything. There, I got the pedal assist off. It's geared nice. Like I could ride for a while like this. It's just nice. I get tired, I can just kick in the electric. You can hear that motor kick in. I've got to figure out how that thing is making that noise. It's the rear one, I guess. People go way too fast down this road, man. Residential neighborhood where kids are playing, and you got people mad going 50 miles an hour, just mad because they're late for whatever, late for tea time or something. Course is beautiful though. I like riding on it because I don't have car traffic, See, here's an incline. I was pedaling pretty hard there. The electric assist really smooths it out. So this is the water reservoir that they use to water the course with. Man, everything seems fine. I don't understand what's making all that squeaking. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Anyway, they use this reservoir to water the golf course, so it's kind of like, I guess, sustainable or whatever. They take the water out of here, put it in tanks, water the course, and then, if they're overwatering or whatever, it basically spills into this reservoir. And it captures all the rainwater that storm water and stuff that floods into it. So they're not having to take water from Edwards Aquifer and water the grass here. It's kind of a sustainable situation. I like it. And this is a municipally owned. It used to be owned by the HOA, but I don't think they were making enough money to keep it up, and I don't know, it just wasn't being ran well or something, and so they turned it over to the city with a deal that homeowners in this neighborhood get a special rate for country club membership. And these guys are about to hit the ball and I'm in their way. They'll probably send a warden out on me soon. Can't have somebody riding a bike. These guys are true pros and will mess their game up. Pardon me. You can see the look on their face. They want to give me hell. Oh well. Let all this traffic go by. See out here I've got official bike lanes, so that makes it a little better. I'm trying to see if I hear that noise again. Let's call my daughter and make sure she's up. Let's see. I want y'all to see my secret code. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, darling, I was just making sure you're up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm out riding my bike. I just noticed your car was here, and I thought, better make sure she's not napping.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good day at work. We're going to run to Texas City.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye. All right. I'm going to ride my bike a little bit more. I want to do a top speed check real quick since I was having trouble with my hub. Yeah, it's doing fine. 22 without pedaling, so. Alright, we're good. The good thing about electrical systems is, on one hand, they're a lot more simple than, say, a typical combustion engine with, injections. You got your fuel system, your exhaust system, all your alternators, the electrical system. You got a lot of components there. Electrical, is pretty much the battery, the motor, the controller. Of course, you got tires and gears too, but so that noise is gone. It must have been something in my brakes. It was hanging a little bit, and it probably ground down that part of the pad. So that means they probably adjusted it when it was in the shop. It was going to take weeks to get that motor out of China, and which meant I was going to be up without a bike for a while, so I contemplated buying another bike, but that gets complicated because I had to buy one that can hold my frame. And there's a noise back again. Great. I'm not going to go on the course and making everybody mad. The reason I got this bike is to lose weight, right? I loved biking when I was younger. And I know I could go to the gym and exercise bikes or whatever. It's just not the same, man. I wanted to get on a bike and ride. And I know that gyms and stuff I'll lose interest with. I'll go sometimes, but because I do enjoy lifting weights, but for the most part I'd lose interest. And this bike it caught my attention, man. I just knew that I would get out and get some exercise. So I was starting to research which bikes would be good. And what it comes down to is if they have a suspension system, that's where a heavier person bottoms it out, And if you get one without suspension, it's a little bit of a rough ride. But as you can see, I'm on streets and paved trails and stuff. It's not bad. So I would have found one, but I was much happier when I was able to get this one back running again. Sometimes I just go up and down this road because I'm relatively close to home. It's ridiculous how fast cars go up and down this road.